Once the vehicle's completed and it's been test driven and everything's okay, the job is then ready to be costed up. So go to the job completed column, click your job once, and first check all the job lines are on. So we've got a service, we've got the body repairs, and we've got front brakes, which were then added. Go to your parts tab and check all your parts are there. So there's all the service items, there's the pads and the disc. Go to your history tab and just make sure a technician has clocked on and off the job. Go back to customer request. You're now ready to allocate the parts. If you try to do a pro forma without allocating, you'll get an error message. So select the allocate parts. Here's all the part lines and here's all the job lines. So if I first of all click the service, due for service, I can singly double click all the items that are to go over to there, clear, or I can click the first item, hold control down and cherry pick whichever items I want to go over there, then just hit the allocate. I can click the first part, hold down the shift key, click the last part which highlights all the parts, and then click allocate, and then click my second job line which is the brakes, and I'll just double click those items over there. Once there's no items here, click the close button at the bottom. I now want to see what price all the parts and labour come to, so I click create invoice and do a pro forma. Now if I make this large, you can see there's my service with the price, there's my body job with the price, and there is my pads and discs with the price. The time for the service should actually be 1.5. So I double click, go into the time and make that 1.5 and update. The front brakes are okay because it was front brakes and discs. There is also an environmental charge to go. So I click the non-labour, click the environmental charge, and it's already set with a price of £5. I actually want to charge the customer £4.50. I now want to once again look at the job, pro forma, and the service is £497.63 for parts, labour and VAT. My receptionist told the customer he could have the service for £450. So I go into the service. The time's going to be the same, but I put a menu price of £450 and then hit update. Create invoice, pro forma, and if I make that large, you can see there is my service of £450. I'm happy with everything else. The only issue that I do have is the vehicle was damaged, possibly on our forecourt. So because the customer doesn't know and we don't know, we're going to charge 50% to the customer and we'll pay 50% in the workshop. So I go to customer, come down to combination. So the customer is paying 50%. Then come into here, select internal service and service goodwill. Click OK and we're paying 50%. If I now go up create invoice, do a pro forma, make it large, and I've now got the service there at £450, the body repairs £60, and the brakes £175. And if I click internal, you'll see there's the other part of the bill at £50, which is my internal rate. I can now invoice from here, close if I want, check everything is correct, and now create invoice, invoice. I have two invoices. If I want both of them, I now press print. If I just want the customer's invoice, I untick the internal and now press print. And if I don't want either of them, I can just do close. And it's now changed to release job. If I hit close, and you can see the status of the job is now invoiced.